Welcome to the DFS Breakdown Show for the Masters, brought to you by Billy Ho Sports. Please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Come on, y'all. Let's grow! Hello, Billy Ho here. Welcome to the Breakdown Show for the Masters. Today we're going to cover all the Augusta course has to offer these players and what kind of skills it's going to take to master and conquer. And then after that, we're going to cover the top tier golfers from the 8K up. So the first major of the year is upon us. We head to Augusta National for the Masters. It's a unique test. The course played at a par 72, just over 7,500 yards. It features ryegrass fairways with a little bit of Bermuda mixed. The grounds crew, just to keep this in mind, they keep the grass mown against the grain, so the fairways are not going to run out as far as you think, like you're seeing at this week's tournament. There's no rough, virtually no rough to worry about unless you're spraying it off the tee. And the greens are where you're going to get tested. Very undulating, very breaking type greens, fast and firm, stimp meter pushing 14. So you're going to want to put your approach shots in the right spots. Strategic golf is what you're going to need this week. And this is a closer look at the breakdown of the course here. Augusta National, and we're on Fantasy National Golf Club. Shout out to them. And here's your list of your holes that we're working with. And the par fives on the two on the front, two on the back are all gettable. And they're a must to take advantage of. There are 5 extremely difficult par 4s, as you can see in the red: the second rank, the 5th rank, the 4th rank, the 1st, all very difficult and must be managed. Get your par and get out. Now, there are holes 3, 9, and 14 that are a little bit more gettable. And if you get a good drive off the tee, and depending on where they put the flags, you can go pin hunting. The one par 3 on the front 9, 240 yards, that's a tough one. Going to see a lot of bogeys there. But the other 3 par 3s are all under 170 or so yards, with the easiest birdie coming on 16, which we all know you'll see Sunday, where they place the pin. If you hit your iron in the right spot, it's going to funnel right down to the hole, and we're probably going to see an ace or maybe 2. All right, so let's look at some skills. So when I hit the Fantasy National, and I just put up a list of potential skill sets here that I like. I'm not going to use all these, because on Fantasy National, you don't want to muddy the waters too much on your different skill sets. I usually try to keep to about 7 to 8, maybe 9 at the most. And sometimes I'll throw in a few extra, but I'll zero them out so it's not messing with my results. But of course, you got to get off the tee, but good drives I like. Fairways on this course is not mandatory because of the rough situation, but good drives gained are the ones that I like, because that's the ones that people miss the fairway and still make par. Strokes gained approach, of course, and greens gained. That so much goes with the whole fact that you're going to need to hit the right spots on the greens, like I said previously. Par 5 scoring, I'm going to really crank that up. Short game, obviously, around the green, putting, very important. 3-putt avoidance obviously, because if you find the wrong spot on the green, it is very easy to three putt. And of course, my two favorites at the bottom for our DraftKings contests, birdie or better and DraftKings points. All right, lineup strategy. This year, DK pricing really doesn't seem to be as soft as it has been in the past, which I love because it makes things a little more fair. Scotty Scheffler at 11K. As much as I like him, 11K is too much to pay. You're looking at a top 3 to 5 or winning the tournament, and I just don't know if Scotty's there just yet. You watch, he'll prove me wrong there, but that's just what he does. It's well deserved, but it seems kind of like a fade to me. I will be playing some of the studs over the 10K range, the DJs and the ROMs and whatnot. Maybe a little JT. I'm not sold on him just yet. But there's 90 players in the field, and the first thing you can do is knock off 25 to 30 at the bottom, with the old school guys and the winners and some of the invites and whatnot. There might be one or two guys down at the bottom, but I doubt I go anywhere near the 6K range, lower range, that is. I think the best way to break down these players is in the two price ranges. And what we're going to do is go from 11K Scotty Scheffler down to 8K Terrell Hatton. And then I'm going to do a part 2 where I break down the rest of the players below Abe Answer and on down. So Scotty Scheffler, like I mentioned, should be looked at, but not a play for me. It's just too expensive of a price. The highest price guy, no. John Rahm at 10-8 is on my radar, number one stud. I think that if you believe that he has straightened out his short game and putting, he is a threat to win. Now, if you don't think that, then he's probably a middling 15 to 20 top 20 range. So I don't think he'll kill you playing him, but the upside is immense. Same with Dustin, DJ. You're not going to be seeing the DGAF Dustin this week. He did miss the cut last year for the second time in his entire career, but he had just won the previous Masters that November. So, I'll give him a pass on that. I think this guy is going to attack those par fives, and he's going to make some birdies and score you some points. And I think he'll be somewhat in the mix on Sunday. This is just me spitballing. And a top 5 in play, definitely. And if he falls off a little bit, I think he stays inside the top 10. Next up, JT. He's gotten better and better, and he did have a top 5. But that putter just, man, he is just no confidence in this putter whatsoever. And I hate to say it because he's going to ball strike his way around this course pretty easily. So I am going to sprinkle in some kind of FOMO lineups, I guess, maybe in some smaller contests here or there, just in case, because I certainly don't want to miss my dude's win if he wins this thing. So next up, Colin Morikawa looked a little on tilt versus Abe Answer in that match play, but I'll toss that. He's improved his position in each of the 2 years playing here as like JT, and I see him doing that again. He has major win equity, obviously, and I typically like him on the fast bent type surfaces. Victor Hovland, my DK scoring machine. Dude just scores and scores. He may not win, and he may not even top 10, but he'll score like he top 10. Vic is the 10K dude you can live with doing that. You just hope he avoids those doubles and the triples and the monster numbers. Oh boy, Rory McIlroy. Major this week, major disappointment at Valero. I watched him play. He was all over the place. He'd hit one good drive and then spray one drive. He'd hit one good iron shot, miss a putt, and then he'd fire one over the green. He was long with his irons. His judgment was off. I don't know what to do with him. Do I give him a pass on this week? He was bad. He should have tripped and stumbled his way to make the cut, and he didn't bust a grape. Now, on to Cam Smith. Here's our 9,900 range. And Cam is, everybody's talking about him this week like he's going to win. They're betting him. And that's fair. I could see it happening. The only thing that concerns me is his off the tee game. I removed part of that. And, but the DK points are always there. Everything else is always here. Green's gained a little bit off. It's the driving more than it is the approach. But he is a first man in for a lot of lineups, I think, and it'll depend on ownership how much I play. Jordan Spieth not looking too good still, but you can blindly back Jordan Spieth at the Masters. It don't matter. I'm not going to argue with you on that. Xander, big disappointment from Xander, failing to get out of that weak group he was in match play. And I just, that was mainly due to his poor play. It wasn't like somebody, like Herbert or somebody was playing out of their mind. They tried to give it to him. He just didn't take it. So next up, Patrick Cantlay. He's the pivot off of X to me. I don't know that he'll be that popular. He might be. But the ball striking has been a little bit wonky, as you can see by the model. But number one in par fives, top five in birdie or better, 3-putt avoidance. Those are all qualities you want at the Masters. And he's contended before. I feel pretty good about him. Brooks Koepka is becoming a big favorite. I mean, we all know Brooks. He shows up at the majors. And he does seem healthy, and his last few outings have been solid. So it's all systems go for Brooksy. I don't care what the model says, honestly. I just know he can play. His heart and mind's going to be all in it. The next up was a guy I was going to play a lot of, but obviously after 27 holes, he bowed out of the Valero with that neck issue. And I did see him briefly on the course in that second round, and his neck, he looked like he was doing one of those, like he just didn't look right. So it's going to be, beware the injured golfer. If he's like 2% owned or something, that might be worth a couple of, sprinkles just in case he's okay. I don't know. Willie Z, we already know he's not scared. I mean, he plays lights out in the big stage. He was good at match play, good here. He gained 13 total strokes at the Masters in his debut. T2, more of the same. I think he'll do well. Top 10 finish, maybe. It's hard to back up that big of a run, but he's playing really good golf right now. Daniel Berger, don't see much of an issue with him. The only drawback to me, I think I skipped over Bryson. Whoopsie. Bryson, he looked terrible. He was just looked like he was big dogging it around the golf course, trying to see how far he could hit it. I think he was DGAF. Still, I don't think he's tried to tailor his game to Augusta, but I don't think he's there yet. He looks stiff. I don't like the way he sets up over his irons. He's got all the irons the same size, and he did that before he beefed up, and he just looks like a big dude that works out at the gym, and you handed him some golf clubs, and he said, Danny Berger, I don't see much of an issue with him. His only drawback is going to be his par 5 scoring. He does a lot of his best work on those sub par 72 courses like Colonial and whatnot, and St. Jude and stuff like that. It's definitely a safe cash type play. I think his game's all in order. I think he'll do well. He's definitely a play. 8.9K is Louis Oosthuizen. And Oosty, I mean, everybody's still probably going to be on him because of but he hasn't been that great at the Masters. I mean, he's been middling 20s, and his approach game, he's lost 3 I don't know what he did. He didn't really play that well at match play, but he lost in 3 straight events previous to match play, and he didn't look much better to me. So unless he's found something in the last week or so, I'm not too hip. Shane Lowry at 8.8. He'd be a pivot off of Usti if you so choose. The big Irishman has back-to-back top 25s at the Masters. He's also been playing some solid golf since his 22 debut at Honda. If he could keep up the great ball striking and maybe catch a hot putter, he will definitely be in the mix. He's 7th in my model down here. I believe he's ranked a little higher as I run the 3-month. He's ranked 3rd here. And he's also ranked in the top 5 in all the good categories like good drives, approach, and greens gained. 18th in DK points is not bad. He needs to work on them birdie or betters, but that's all right. Next up is Taylor Gooch. And that seems kind of like an expensive price to pay to me for Taylor Gooch. Slammin' Sammy, Sam Burns, another making his Masters debut. His game seems to fit. 17th in the model. Just had his win. He's getting his mojo back. He ran through a real tough stretch in the Cali swing, but he got to Florida and straightened all that out with his back-to-back wins cashed in at Valspar. Sung J M, 23rd in the model. His game seems to fit pretty good. Tee to green. He had a great finish in that fall matchup, but then he missed the cut. So I may need a deeper dive on Sung Jae to see where I'm at with him. But the guy I like better is probably Adam Scott, and he's going to be really chalky. 8.3K Adam Scott. That's a value price for him to me. He's been playing solid golf and looked good at match play. He's got that cheater putter rolling too. I know I get on him about that, but I'll take it all day at the Masters if he can put that putter up on his chest and roll it. At least we've solved that issue where we don't know which putter he's going to use. He's gone with the cheater putter, and we're all in with the cheater putter until he gets caught. Next up is 8.2 Joaquin Niemann. He seems past that Genesis win hangover he had, and he played pretty well. He got off to a god-awful start Wednesday at the match play, but he came back and hustled it up. Looked pretty good. 17th in the model, top 5 DK points, top 10 in all other categories almost. Gers Gain, he's a pretty good guy. He did make the cut last year in his first appearance as a pro. I think he played as an amateur before where he didn't make the cut a few years back, but 1 for 1 as a pro. Next up, top 5 Tony Finau. He's looking pretty good at Valero right now. He's made the cut and just doing typical Tony, ball striking very well and just not making enough putts to get really in contention. But he's much better on that fast bent type greens, especially the bent. So I feel good about Tony now. And his game, his course history speaks for itself. And I've seen enough of him I'm going to watch, obviously, the rest of the Valero tournament, but I've seen enough to feel confident in playing him now. And our last guy is going to be Terrell Hatton at 8K. And Hatton's looked good. I like where his game's at going into the Masters. He had a shot to win a few years ago when Tiger took it, but he plunked one in the water just like everybody else that had a chance to win it. And good showing at match play. Previous recent form gives me good vibes. And an excellent par 5 scorer who can get hot with the putter. So if he's your 5th man in a balanced build, you're banging it, man. That's all I'm saying. Well, that'll do it for the first Masters show. And I hope you got something out of it. I'm going to bang one right back in the next couple of days with the Abe answer on down, fellas. And we'll see where we're at. I might even add in some contest selection or I might even do a separate contest selection show. So be on the lookout for more Billy Hustle. And until then, peace.